In this video, we're going to take a look at the top 50 Major League Baseball free agents remaining for the 2026 MLB season. Let's get started. At number 50, we have Max Kepler, played for the Phillies in 2025. Will be age 33 at 417 at-bats. Only hit .216 with 18 home runs with a .1 WAR. Definitely could be an asset to some teams. Would only get a one-year contract, I'd imagine. But we'll see where he winds up. At number 49, multiple-time All-Star, five-time All-Star, Andrew McCutchen of the Pirates in 2025 has said he would like to come back to play another year. We'll see if he does go back to the Pirates or elsewhere. Will be age 39, had 477 at-bats, hit .239 with 13 home runs with a .1 WAR. Only a 700 OPS, but we'll see if he does resign, if he retires. Number 48, Mitch Garver. Definitely had a down year in 2025. Will be age 35. Played for the Mariners. Had 254 at-bats. Hit .209. 9 home runs. 639 OPS. I expect him to be a backup catcher for someone in the future here. Could be re-signed to the Mariners. We shall see. Number 47, Jonah Heim. Will be age 30 in 2026. Hit .213 with 11 home runs, .4 WAR. Was an All-Star in 2023 with the Gold Glove. Not sure if I'll ever get back to that, but definitely a capable player and should be signed here shortly. At number 46, Jacob Junis, relief pitcher, age 33, 66 innings, 2.97 ERA, 7.4 Ks per 9, 1.23 WHIP, .9 WAR. Pitched very well last year. Has a good ERA the last several years. Not a back-end reliever, but definitely should be signed and should be a good asset to whichever team he does happen to sign to. Number 45, Luis Rengifo. Will be age 29 in 2026. Had 501 at-bats. Hit .238. 9 home runs. 622 OPS with a .4 WAR. Capable of playing multiple positions on the infield. We'll see where he winds up, but definitely should be signed here shortly. Be surprised if he got a minor league deal in the near future. Number 44, Taylor Rogers. Will be age 35 in 2026. The Reds and Cubs last year. A little over 50 innings, 3.38 ERA, 9.4 Ks per 9, 1.382 WHIP, 0.4 WAR. Getting older, good lefty. Always need some lefties in the bullpen for situations, for sure. I think he can be a valuable piece for just about any team. Number 43, Justin Wilson, be age 38 in 2026, 48.1 innings pitched last year, 3.35 ERA, 10.6 Ks, 1.407 WHIP, with a .3 WAR. Another lefty, older, definitely has got experience and should be able to help a team here and should be signed in the next coming weeks on a major league roster. Victor Caratini, number 42, age 32 in 2026, 344 at-bats, hit .259, 12 home runs, 728 OPS with a .9 WAR. Not necessarily a starter, but definitely should get 60 to 70 games as a catcher. If healthy, can play first base as well. So good person for the team. Solid defender, not the greatest arm, but should be signed here in the coming months. Miguel Anderhart, number 41, age 31 season coming up. 321 at-bats, hit .319 with 10 home runs and 822 OPS, .8 WAR. Not a great defender, good arm. Not much speed. Hit very well. Very good against lefties. Should be signed. Can play multiple positions. But good player. Number 40, Martin Perez. Will be age 34. 56 innings pitched in 2025 with the White Sox. Hit 350 or pitched to a 3.54 ERA, 7.1 Ks, 1.107 WHIP, 1.2 WAR last year. Was an All-Star in 2022. Doubt he'll ever be an All-Star again. More of a fifth starter, if anything. I know he's almost the number one last year for the White Sox, but doubt that happens. Again, despite a solid season, despite getting injured fairly early. Michael Lorenzen, number 39, age 34, 151 innings pitched, 4.64 ERA, 8.1 Ks, 1.327 WHIP, 0.4 WAR. Can be a swing starter, long-term starting position, fill in for a role. Once again, another 4 or 5 starter, at best, but can plug some innings in for roster. Number 38, quite similar, Patrick Corbin, age 36, 155.1 innings pitched, 4.40 ERA, 7.6 Ks, 1.365 WHIP with a negative 0.4 WAR. Just a guy that can pitch for ages. Durability. So if someone's just looking for someone that can fill some innings, yes, he's going to be a 4.5 ERA plus pitcher traditionally, but over the last several years, but he can still help a team out at the back end of a rotation. Number 37, Tyler Anderson, age 36 season coming up. 136.1 innings pitched in 2025, 4.56 ERA, 6.9 Ks, 1.408 WHIP with a 2 WAR. It's an All-Star not too long ago. Another lefty, back-end guy could, plug some innings for a team here in the near future. Not a top-end guy, not an All-Star anymore. Smart, not a strikeout guy at all, though. Okay, number 36, Kirby Yates will be age 38 in 2026. Had a 41.1 innings pitched, 2025, 5.23 ERA, 11.3 Ks per 9, 1.331 WHIP with a negative 0.5 WAR. 2025 for the Dodgers. Very, very smart pitcher at the same time. Walks a bit too many guys. But at the same time, strikes a lot of guys out. No longer, a closer, in my opinion. I know he only really closed that one year for the most part. But, he could be an asset, for a team. Not sure if he'd be a mid-season signing or not, being a little older, but should be signed to a major league ball club. Number 35, David Robertson, age 40 season will be entering. 17.2 innings pitched, 4.08 ERA, 11.2 Ks per 9, 1.472 WHIP with a 0.2 WAR. Another guy I expect to be signed mid-season or towards the end of the season. Doubt he'd probably want to go through a full season. Good pitcher, longevity, smart pitcher. No longer a closer, but could be a smart setup guy for certain teams here in the near future. Okay, number 34, Tommy Canley, age 36 upcoming, 63 innings pitched, 4.43 ERA, 7.1 Ks per 9, 1.302 WHIP with a negative 0.2 WAR. Just a guy who over the years has been consistent. Getting older here, but has smart pitcher that should be able to maintain an MLB contract here and obtain that shortly. No longer probably a closer, should be more of a setup guy at best, but should be a valuable piece to a roster. Number 33, Michael Kopech, One of my personal favorite relievers over the years. It will be age 29, excuse me. 11 innings pitched, 2.45 ERA, 9.8 Ks, and a 1.727 whip. Miserable whip with a .2 WAR. A guy who's got too many injuries, just needs to get healthy. If he can, he could be a closer for sure. Still throwing upper 90s, of course. Minimal hits allowed. Ks strikes out a lot of people. Too many walks. Fair share of home runs at the same time. But I think if he can stay healthy, he should be a back end reliever for someone here in the near future. Number 32, Isaiah Kiner Falefa will be age 30 in 2026, 431 at-bats, 262 average, 2 home runs, 631 OPS with a 1.7 WAR. No bat at all, just no power at all. Defense. Guy that hasn't been a utility player as much of late, more of an infielder. But could play a role for a team here. So coming here. Number 31, Willie Castro, age 28, season coming up, had 402 at-bats, 226 average, 11 home runs, 679 OPS with a negative .1 WAR. Guy who can play all over the field. The Cubs and Twins this past year. Should be more of a second baseman if he can, but I can see him slide into more of a utility role this year again. Doubt he'll ever be an all-star again, but should fill a role out for a team where he's getting 450 at-bats or so. Okay. Number 30, Starling Marte, age 37. Only 293 at-bats in 2025, 270 average, 9 home runs, 745 OPS with a 1 WAR. A guy who can still got some speed. Not a great defender at this point. Definitely can hit the ball still. Minimal power for the most part, but guy is smart, longevity, could contribute. Not sure if he's an everyday starter at this point, but could and should fill a role here for a team here in the next month or two before the season. Number 29, Tomoyuki Sugano. So with the Orioles in 2025, age 36 season coming up, 157 innings pitched, 464 ERA, 6.1 Ks, 1.331 whip with a 1.3 WAR. Back end starter as well. Definitely had some good games. Watched a few of his games. He had a couple of really bad games, a couple of really good games. If he can get some consistency, he could be a starter again this year. Number 28, Zach Littell, age 30 season upcoming, 186.2 innings pitched in 2025, the 3.81 ERA, 6.3 Ks per 9, 1.104 whip with a 3.2 WAR. So Tampa Bay and the Reds. Guy who doesn't walk many people at all, not many strikeouts, bit too many home runs. Just someone who should be a starter, more of 4 or 5 kind of guy again, but needs to be roster tier. Someone who I thought could have been great, had a horrible year. Number 27, Walker Buehler, excuse me. Age 31 season upcoming, 126 innings pitched, 4.93 ERA, 6.6 Ks, 1.516 whip with a 0 WAR. Honestly, he was one of the worst pitchers in baseball last year. My eyes, just really, really bad season. Definitely a guy that has potential, so that's why he's a little higher than his performance of this past year. Number 26, Daniel Coulomb, age 36, 43 innings pitched, 230 ERA, 9.0 Ks per 9, 1.163 whip, 1.4 WAR. Probably the second best reliever remaining at this point between the Twins and Rangers last year. Not a closer. Hasn't been necessarily known to be a shutdown guy, but has great ERA the last several years, and deserves recognition. Number 25, Austin Hayes, one of the better outfielders remaining. Age 30 season upcoming, 380 at-bats, 266 batting average, 15 home runs, 768 OPS with a .8 WAR. Just a guy who, smart player, not necessarily great at anything, but consistent. Was good against lefties though, so definitely can be in a platoon, depending on who signs him. Ramblings, he could go to the Mets. Not too much speed, but we'll see if where he winds up. It should be signing here shortly. Number 24, Rhys Hoskins, age 32 season upcoming, 279 at-bats, 237 batting average, 12 home runs, 748 OPS with a .9 WAR. Could be a starter, DH, depending where he winds up. Still has a little bit of juice in him. Not sure if he's an everyday starter, but could should fill a role here for someone. I could see him going to one of the weaker teams in baseball, having a decent season, just depending on where he lands up. Number 23, Sir Anthony Dominguez, top reliever remaining at this point. Age 31 season upcoming, 62.2 innings pitched, 3.16 ERA, 11.3 strikeouts, 1.277 whip, 0.5 WAR. Walks too many guys. If he didn't do that, he'd be absolutely one of the top 10 relievers in baseball. He's probably more top 30, 25, 30. Because he can't throw too many strikes. I believe he had the most wild pitches this past season. Strikes a lot of guys out. Doesn't leave, doesn't give too many heads up. But a good pitcher altogether. Could be a closer if he goes to somewhere like the Diamondbacks or Nationals, depending. But I see him more of a setup guy for a contender. Jose Quintana, number 22, age 37 season, 131 innings pitched, 396 ERA, 6.1 Ks per 9, 1.291 whip, 1.3 WAR. Another lefty, smart player, guy who hasn't got his flowers over the years, mainly because he doesn't strike too many guys out, but he's been a very good, consistent pitcher, for the Pirates and Brewers and such over the last several years. Number 21, Nick Martinez, age 35 season upcoming, 165 innings pitched, 4.45 ERA with a 6.3 Ks per 9, 1.207 whip, 2.3 WAR. Guy who's been consistently average the last couple of years. Once again, not a top starter in any way, more of a 4 or 5 kind of guy still. But should be rostered, should be, could be, depending what the team needs, will fit the role. So, good asset to a team, regardless. Number 20, Tyler Mahle. Age 31 season upcoming, 86.2 innings pitched in 2025, 2.18 ERA, one of the bigger surprises in 2025, 6.9 Ks, 1.13, 1 whip, 2.2 WAR. Guy who pitched very well early on. Big injury issues though, so if he can stay healthy, he could be number 3. Excuse me. Could be number 3. I leave that blooper in here. For sure. But just matters, if he can stay healthy. He's a guy that, should be a solid rotation piece, but he hasn't been healthy over the last several years. Okay, number 19. Excuse me. Goodness. Age 35 season for Marcell Osuna, number 19, 487 at bats, 232 batting average, 21 home runs, 756 OPS with a 1.6 WAR. Guy still should hit about 25 home runs. Absolutely no fielding ability. And probably the slowest player in the league at this point. Still can hit. I see him getting a role. Still probably in the 10 million range plus, depending on where he's going. But should still be solid. I do not see him going back to the Braves personally. But should have a good season wherever he winds up. Number 18, Paul Goldschmidt, age 38 season coming up, 489 batting average, 274, 49 at bats, 274 batting average, 10 home runs, 731 OPS, with a 1.2 WAR. The guy has been consistent over the years, destroyed left-handed pitchers last year, very poor against righties, pitiful home run power last year against righties. Got some durability, decent fielder even at his upper age, so should sign to a roster as long as he wants to continue playing. Number 17, Luis Arraez, age 28 season, 620 at-bats, 292 average, 8 home runs, 719 OPS for 1.2 WAR. Guy who definitely doesn't get his flowers. Yes, not a great fielder, not too fast. Hits the ball better than just about anybody in the majors. Actually, one of the better bunters in baseball as well. No strikeouts almost all year. But the mental power and rough fielding, hinders him at times, being higher on this list. Probably more of a first baseman, not really much of a second baseman at this point, but if he can, that'd be a great boost to wherever he winds up. Number 16, Max Scherzer, age 41 season upcoming, 85 innings pitched in 2025, 5.19 ERA, 8.7 strikeouts per 9, 1.294 WHIP with a .2 WAR. Just one of the greatest pitchers, in the past 25 years or so. Should be Hall of Famer. In the future here, not top ace anymore. Doesn't throw absolute smoke either. But smart pitcher, should be a valuable piece. More of a 4 at this point, 3-4 for a team. Maybe not a contender, but he pitched pretty well in the playoffs, so should get a decent contract. Number 15, Harrison Bader, age 31 season coming up, 448 at bats in 2025, 277 batting average, 17 home runs, 796 OPS with a 3.9 WAR with the Phillies and Twins. Should be a starting center fielder somewhere here shortly. Definitely, one of the better fielders still. Not the greatest hitter, but not horrible either. Should get you about 15 home runs, 250, 260 batting average at worst. So definitely, solid player, deserving of around this spot at this point of free agency. Justin Verlander, number 14, age 43 season upcoming. I expect him to continue. 152 innings pitched, 2025, 385 ERA, 8.1 Ks, 1.362 WHIP, 1.2 WAR. Just a guy who probably the smartest pitcher in baseball in terms of, longevity with Kershaw retiring. Knows where to place his pitches, just, doesn't have the break and just not as good as he used to be, unfortunately, with his upper age. But, still a good pitcher, more of a 3-4 once again, but needs to be signed, by a team here in the near future. Number 13, JT Realmuto, age 34 season upcoming, 502 at-bats, 257 average, 12 home runs, 700 OPS with a 2.5 WAR. Still was stealing some bases as a catcher, which is always nice. Not the greatest, defender necessarily, but not horrendous. Definitely lost some pop and not the greatest hitter at this point, but should be a starter. I expect through the Phillies. We'll see where he goes. Lucas Giolito, number 12, age 31 season upcoming, 145 innings pitched in 2025 for the Red Sox, 3.41 ERA, 7.5 Ks per 9, 1.29 WHIP, the 2.1 WAR. Guy who always had a great potential. Not sure if I'll ever be an All-Star again, but we shall see. Definitely more of a number 3 guy on a team. Could be a 2, but more of a 3. Just good pitcher. Doesn't not throwing too hard. 93 miles per hour. But a guy that smart pitcher should be a starter. Should be around the 15 to 20 million mark in a contract here shortly. Chris Bassett, number 11, age 37, 170 innings pitched, 3.96 ERA, 8.8 Ks, 1.327 WHIP, a 2.1 WAR. Just another consistent guy over the years. Not a top ace, but definitely a number 3. Possible number 2 for teams. Maybe not contending teams at the same time, but just a guy that deserves his pay and shouldn't probably just a 1-year deal, maybe 2. Tough probably at his age, but should get around the 15 million mark as well. Number 10 into the top 10, Kazuma Okamoto. Let's see, third baseman, first baseman, more likely going to be playing. Age 29 seasons upcoming, had 15 home runs and 270 at-bats last year. He does have to sign by January 4th, 5 p.m., so he's got less than a week at this point. Recently confirmed that the Blue Jays, Cubs, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Padres, Angels, and Pirates all have interviews with him shortly. Personally, I could see him probably falling into place with the Angels as they have the worst third baseman. Outcome presently speaking, Rendon's expected to retire for them as well. But I expect him to hit 25 home runs, have a decent year, probably 260, 270 batting average for them. Number 9, Zach Gallen. Age 30 season upcoming, 192 innings pitched, 4.83 ERA, 9.2 Ks, 1.26 WHIP, 1.1 WAR. The Diamondbacks really had a bad year, last year for himself. Definitely drop off from years prior. I expect him to get back, to being an all-star here in the near future. Ramblings, a lot of people implying he could go to the Braves. I don't necessarily see that, considering the Braves haven't signed anybody as a free agent. Their largest free agent contract, I should say, was B.J. Upton at like $72.5 million over 5 years, ever, as a free agent signing, not re-signing. But so I doubt they do. Would it be nice, for any contending team to get him? I believe so. Should be a valuable piece for wherever he goes for next 5 or so years. Number 8, Tatsuya Imai. Age 26 season upcoming. Also must sign within the next coming days by January 2nd by 5 p.m. 1.92 ERA. WHIP was crazy good. I expect him to be pretty good and could sign, with the Yankees. I expect him to sign with a contender at the same time. But we'll see where he winds up. But I think he's maybe not Yamamoto level in the playoffs, success, but he's a guy that borderline number one within the next year. It's my thoughts on him. Number 7, Eugenio Suarez, age 34 season upcoming, 588 at bats, 228 batting average, 49 home runs with 824 OPS, 3.6 WAR. Don't expect him to hit 49 home runs ever again. Regardless, more of a 30-35 guy. If I had to guess, not a great year, of course, so should get paid. Not a great defender, not much speed. Hit much better against right-handed pitchers than lefties this past year. But I expect him to have a nice payday here shortly. Number 6, Ronher Suarez. Age 30 season, 157.1 innings pitched, 3.2 ERA, 8.6 Ks, 1.22 WHIP, 4.7 WAR. Another guy I expect to go to a contender. I think good pitcher. Could he go back to the Phillies? Maybe. I think probably should get a 5-6 year deal if I had to guess. But we'll see. It's been a slow market, but I expect some of these big, heavy hitters to come off here shortly. All right, and into the top 5. We have Cody Bellinger at number 5, age 30 season, 588 at-bats, 272 batting average, 29 home runs, 813 OPS, with a 5.1 WAR. Good, solid defender, steals some bases, decent, contact, power, all-around player for the most part. Hit the ball much better against lefties this past year. Nice versatility with anywhere in the outfield, first base. So, could he go back to the Yankees? But he's going to be a big get. I'd imagine he's probably at this point wanting that 8-year contract, 8 to 10-year contract if he can get it. Not sure if he does, but he's a good player for sure. Number 4, Alex Bregman, age 31 season, 433 at bats, 273 batting average, 18 home runs, 821 OPS with 3.5 WAR. Good defender, minimal speed, solid. Sounds a great contact, and power's solid as well. Valuable asset, great team, glue guy. Be a tough loss if the Red Sox did lose him. But I think he's going to get his payday here. So if he, wherever he goes, I think he's going to get paid, pretty well here in the upcoming month or two. Number 3, Framber Valdez, age 32 season upcoming, 192 innings pitched. One of the biggest workhorses in baseball. 3.66 ERA, 8.8 Ks, 1.256 WHIP with a 3.8 WAR. Ground ball pitcher. Lots of ramblings. He could go to the Mets. That could help them, possibly get back into the playoffs for the Mets. I think right now with the roster, I don't think they have a shot at all to even make the playoffs. If I'm being perfectly honest, they need some help here. So, in my opinion, but Valdez, top pitcher on the board at this point. Number 2, Bo Bichette, age 28 season upcoming, 582 at bats, 311 batting average, 18 home runs, 840 OPS with 3.5 WAR. Average fielder at best. Could he slide to second base eventually? Yeah. I don't think that'll be for 2 years or so if I had to guess. But we shall see, depending where he signs. But short term, I'd expect him as a shortstop, and probably within 2 years he'll probably slide to second base. Not the greatest amount of speed. One of the best hitters in baseball. Contact for sure. Got some pop as well. Around the 20 home run guys on average. For Bichette. So expect him to get a big payday here in the next month or so. And lastly, the top remaining free agent 2026 as of December 29th is Kyle Tucker, age 29, season upcoming, 500 at-bats in 2025. Did have a bad year, all considered, for the Cubs. 266 batting average, 22 home runs, 841 OPS with a 4.6 WAR. A guy who's an average fielder for the most part. Speed, steals some bases. Generally known to have contact and power, so that's why he's the top free agent remaining. I expect him to be good for the next 10 years or so, probably 8 years. But that's always the risk of these long-term contracts. So they're likely to fall off that last year or two. So, but we shall see where he winds up. Does he go back to the Cubs? They could use him. I think that would put the Cubs as one of the front runners in the NL outside of the Dodgers, of course. But do the Yankees snag him? Who snags him? We'll see. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, leave some comments, and come back for more. Expect the breakdown of pre-spring training rosters and expectations for teams here in the next coming weeks. Appreciate your time, and have a great one, everybody.